Bossman show. We're here with Tick Price, coach of the Lamar Cardinals here at the Southland Conference with us. Coach Price, how things down there in Texas, my man?
Everything is good. Beautiful day. And basketball season, probably the best time of the year.
Yeah, I hear that, Coach. I mean, Coach, you're in year 7 leading the Cardinals. What do you feel like has been your greatest accomplishment since being at Lamar this long and to took over the program as full-time coach 2013 here?
My greatest accomplishment is we graduated 100% of our kids who have exhausted their eligibility. We have done a good job preparing them for life after basketball. That makes me like a proud father to know that they're going to leave with a degree. And every year we've gotten our record have improved. The last 3 years, 19, last year 20. And obviously it's work in progress, but we're trying to surpass that record right now. So we're constantly grinding, trying to not just have a good team, but build a successful program, a successful overall program.
And, Coach, you feel a big responsibility being an African-American head coach to try to mold our young black men as we go into this cold world of reality that comes after college, you know, when real life starts. I feel like you're 18, 22 years old. You're the last line of defense before these young men hit the real world out here and have to deal with real life experiences for sure.
Well, you know, I've been around a long time, as you know, JR. So a lot of the things that I teach is not what I heard, but what I know through experience.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm not telling them anything that I've heard. I mean, it's a book out. One of my former players wrote a book out about our program. It's called A Game That Mirrors Life. And the book is by Marcus Owens, one of our former players. It gives a inside look of Cardinal basketball here. And it talks about the life lessons that I teach my players. You can go on Amazon and buy the book. It's called A Game That Mirrors Life. It's one of the most inspiring and motivational books that's out there. But it talks about how I prepare my men from basketball, try to mold them into men. And obviously I want to win like everybody else. But part of winning is making sure your kids are ready and they're mature enough to accept all the life challenges that they may face once they leave college.
I'll definitely get that book, Coach, The Game That Mirrors Life. It's something I definitely want to read because I definitely want to learn how to be, even in my profession of radio, I want to learn how to be a better person and deal with different experiences that comes home in the radio world that happens every day. So I definitely will get that book as well,
Great
Coach.
Book.
Now for you, yes, indeed, it sounds like it as well. And, Coach, you know, you guys have won big the last 3 years, of course. So going into this offseason in April, May, June, July, and August, as you prepare for the fall practices, what do you guys prioritize as a staff to get better, to make sure your team stays focused, to keep that grind and maybe win 21, 22 games, get into the NCAA tournament this year rather than stopping short of it like as in previous years?
Well, you know, we had a veteran team returning, but since there's been an outpouring of kids transferring in and out programs, you watch the transfer portal, it's amazing how kids will, if they don't get the playing time, or if they're not happy, or for various reasons they want to leave. We had probably about 5-6 guys leave our program late during the summer. This probably would have been my most veteran team returning. But they're apt to leave for different reasons. So I've got basically a new team. So we're starting from pretty much from scratch. We've got a lot of young guys, but they play hard, man. We compete at a very high level. I think that'll be the identity of this team. But I think the motivation is to try to improve every year. That's what the carrot is. That's what we try to get them to understand. It's about progression. Our guys can kind of get emotional after loss. We've lost the last couple games, and so if you're gonna be emotional, make sure you use it the right way. You got to go back to the gym and work on getting better and learn. Don't relive. And so, with that being said, we're trying to make sure our guys understand, okay, once you're in the moment, you got to stay in that moment for that full 40 minutes. And if we can do that, I think we can surpass last year's record. But more importantly, the successes, the life lessons that they learn can be insurmountable when it comes to our guys growing. We got a good team, got good teammates. I got a good staff, and I do think that with the attitudes, like we've lost the last couple of games because of missed free throws. Well, as soon as we got back from a road trip, I said we're off today. We'll get back at it tomorrow. Those guys went right to the gym on their own, working on, and this was at night, working on free throw shots.
Wow.
I came from church Sunday, went in the office, just kind of looking at the game we lost on Saturday, heard a ball bounce, had about 3 guys in the gym working on free throw shooting. So to me, that speaks volumes about the kind of people we got in our program.
And Coach, having a younger team, does that means more film session? So trying to get those guys to point them out on film where they made a mistake at defensive or offensive scheme or whether or what have you? Or then also does that mean more teaching during practice than just drill work because when you have a more veteran team that knows your system? So is it more of a teaching moments now with this younger team and new roster that you have than you would have those guys can now transfer out on you late there?
Yeah, well, Jared, it's a delicate balance. We spend a lot of time looking at film. Obviously, that film don't lie. The guy can't sit there.
Got that right.
Hey, they can't sit there and say, no, I didn't do that. It's sitting right there in front of you. We look at film a lot. We teach through film, and then we go on the court, and then we try to correct some of those mistakes and continue to teach. We're like teachers in the classroom, except for our teaching is 94 feet of hardwood. And so we try to use that balance of using film as well as doing the work on the court. And with a young team like that, if they're coachable, it normally works out.
You got that right, Coach. Yeah. And you know what I think about your program as Coach is that Lamar is a national brand. I was saying to be on the show here, Coach. Guys knew who you were, knew about your program already. And I think you've been a national brand, you've been relevant right now because all the wins you've gotten, that you can recruit, whether it be a high school freshman, you can get you a prep school guy, JUCO guy if you want to, or an international guy, or a transfer guy, or a grad transfer guy because of what you've done over the last 3 years. And I'm pretty sure that this recruiting has really picked up with knowing that you guys have been winning so much lately here out of the Southern Conference down there.
Yeah, we've been fortunate, man. We got some tough kids in the early signing. We got a local kid, Kason Harrison, point guard. We needed a point guard. We addressed that need. One of my assistant coach, Brandon Chappelle, recruited the local area. We identified him as a guy who really gives us a really, really solid point guard. And then we were able to get a 2 with size at 6'4" out of Chicago and a 6'7" kid out of Georgia. So we just got to address. We got one more need. If we can get that stretch 4, obviously we out looking for that. That will complete our recruiting needs. To go with what we got coming back, we will be in solid shape.
I hear that, Coach. You know what's good about it, Texas? It's so many great universities down there away, Coach. From UTEP to North Texas and all the different schools, man, around the way down inside the Southern Conference area, man. Like, how do you try to set yourself apart from the different schools that are trying to recruit these guys and these guys to come in there and play for you rather than go elsewhere?
Recruiting is it's a very competitive market, man. And like you said, so many schools in the state of Texas. But you can't be afraid to get in there and compete. It's like trying to win a ball game. You got to get in there, and you can't be afraid of the competition. You got to make sure that you be able to identify a guy that fits your needs. And then you got to put your best foot forward and going out there recruiting them. I think if my assistant coaches help get them on campus for a visit, I think we got some real nice facilities. Matter of fact, our facility is just as nice as anybody in our conference. We've got great academics here at Lamar University and outstanding people that work here and the students. We got one of the most diverse campuses in the country. And so with all that being said, I think a kid, if he takes his visit, I think we can put together a complete 48 hours during this recruiting visit.
And the food in Beaumont is A-OK and on point, Coach.
Hey, JR,
I've been there a few times. That food's...
I started popping buttons on my suit and stuff, and I realized, hey, there's a reason why that's happening. It's because I'm eating too much. So I had to push back from that table, man. I've lost that weight, and I feel great. But you're right, man. The food is outstanding here. You got good seafood. You're down here on the Gulf. And that's one of the things that we like. You have a choice of the kind of different foods. Yeah, you can go from Mexican food, Italian food, Cajun food. I mean, you can get it all right here in Beaumont, Texas.
You got that right. I tell you, Coach, I love to eat, man. You know, that's something I got to be careful of myself, you know. You know, I like I give you a good meal, man. So I have to really be careful about that, man.
Yeah, man. You have a lot of choices if you come this way. We'd love for you to come visit us.
Hey, Coach, you know, I see your schedule, man. I see you've had a lot of high major matchups as well. Quality mid-major teams as well for you guys to play. So I know that the conference you are in, the Southern Conference, is a very tough conference from top to bottom. Even Stephen F. Austin, who just beat Duke, is tough. Sam Houston State's tough. New Orleans is tough. You know, Abilene Christian went to the tournament. It's tough. You know, from top to bottom in your league, it's no easy nights in the Southern Conference for nobody.
No, it's no nights off. That's for sure. You can't go into the schedule and circle a win. It just doesn't happen that way. There's a lot of parity. Everybody understands, man, we a one bid league. You got to win the tournament if you're going to get to the NCAA tournament. So it's a fight every night. And only the strong survive.
You got Rice on Saturday night here, Coach. I know Scott Perry does a great job at Rice, man, at Conference USA. So what do you think for those guys on film as you prepare them to come play you guys on Saturday there?
Well, you know, they're much improved from a year ago. We got them over there last year in Rice, but they are a very fine team. They're well coached. We know this is going to be a test of our will, a test of our faith. And at the end of the day, man, they run some good things offensively. Defensively, I think they're very sound. They're very disciplined. And we know we got our work cut out. They got a good basketball team. So all is part of our preparation this week, and I'm sure they're looking to tape on us as well. So it'll be a chess game come Saturday.
Now, Coach, the good thing about Saturday's game is that after you play the 14th of December, it gives you an opportunity to maybe do some self-scouting during that final exam week for your guys, which will probably be helpful as you get ready for conference play coming up there real soon against Southeast Louisiana coming up there. Yeah, well, we got some guys banged up. We kind of need a little bit of a break to get them back healthy again. As a matter of fact, I think everybody's banged up a little bit this year. A lot of teams waiting on guys to get back. But at the end of the day, man, this break is much needed. A week ago, we had 3 games in 6 days all on the road. And so not only did we have back-to-back games in different locations, we went from Utah to Kentucky to UAB all in 6 days, all travel. And we missed some classes. Now we're back. Now we got to get ready for exams at study hall on the road. Now this week we got to be focused. For obviously we got to get ready for exams, but this is a time that we need a much needed break. We just physically and mentally just need a chance to regroup, and this is a good time for it. Coach Price, good to have you on the show. I've been a fan of yours for years. Good to finally get the chance to speak with you. Hope to talk to you again in the new year, Coach, and see your team doing real well out there in that conference, man. It's a tough road to hold down there, man. I'm telling you, it's a gauntlet, people. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on your show, man. It's been a good experience to be able to promote Lamar University, players and our coaching staff. I'm humbled that you would want me to be a part of your show, and we look forward to being on that show again soon.
Yes, indeed. Thanks so much, Coach. Merry Christmas, Coach, and talk to you New Year, man.
All right. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach. It's Ticket Price on the Bossman Show.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
Folks, back here on the Bossman show. We're here with Jeff Neubauer, coach of the Fordham Rams out of the Bronx, New York. Coach, how's it up there in New York? How's that storm you guys had? Everything good up there now, man?
Yeah, everything is fine. It's colder than we want it to be, and there's more snow on the ground than we want there to be, but we're doing just fine.
I hear that, Coach. Hey, Coach, you're in year 5, man, leading this program here. What do you feel like has been your greatest accomplishment in your years of being at Fordham so far?
Well, we've done quite a few things. This year, one thing we're proud of is we got off to a 2-0 start, and believe it or not, that's the first time in over 20 years that Fordham has started 2-0. And then we won our next one, so we were 3-0, and it's the first time in 47 years that Fordham has started 3-0. So we've had good wins here. We've beaten St. John's and Rutgers and won some really good league games as well. But right now we're focused on this year, and we're 5-2, and we got things pointed in the right direction.
You got that right. Being 5-2 at this point non-conference is very good, especially when you're in the tough A-10 there, Coach. I mean, you guys are doing good in the non-conference. Most of the schools are over 500 in your conference. I mean, so you got to get all the wins you can before you get in that tough slate there starting in January.
Yeah, and, we've already seen this year that both VCU and George Mason are off to the best starts that they've ever had in the history of their programs. Obviously, Dayton had a great showing out there in Hawaii where they almost won the tournament and lost to Kansas in overtime. So the top of the league is really strong, especially Dayton, VCU. Richmond also is off to a terrific start. They've beaten Vanderbilt and Boston College, and they had another good win as well. So the league is consistently strong, and I think this is going to be a great year for the Atlantic 10.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, so for you guys this season, I know when you get in those April, May, June, July, and August, you have to really map out a plan for your team as they go to the next year. So what did you guys prioritize last offseason here to get ready for this year so you all can be good as you are and have been 5-2 and prepare yourselves for that gauntlet of the 18 coming up here?
Well, the number one point, and I think a lot of college coaches would put this as their top priority, but our team understands that for us to be really good, to be elite, our defense has got to become elite. And so in our 5 years here at Fordham, this is the best defense that we've had. Our guys are really focused on defending, and we've done a really good job at that end. The one big change at the offensive end is we really made it a priority in the offseason to play inside out. And we really felt that we've shot the ball well from the perimeter. In the time that I've been here at Fordham, we've broken the record for made threes in a season twice, and we also have been valuing the ball. Our problem has been we haven't scored around the rim enough. So we are playing more inside out this year, and we've put a bigger emphasis on getting the ball into the post.
Yeah, because, Coach, as you know, if you get somebody to double team you on the post, you're going to have an open shot somewhere and get people in rotations, especially if they're playing man. So so if you get the inside-out game working good, you can actually cause some problems, have great shots, rather than good shots, but have great shots that's open threes and open jumpers on the weak side or the strong side as well.
Yeah, and that's been our focus, and we really haven't People have not doubled us in the post yet, and I do think it's coming. But if we can continue to develop as post players, we've got a couple big guys in there in Onyi Aisi and Joel Soriano, who are very willing passers. And so that is what we're after. We're trying to get those post double teams if we can become consistent scorers in the post.
You got that right, Coach. And for a skill development coach, as you want to develop those skills, so is that something you guys did in the offseason, or you still during the practice season still about maybe 10 minutes in practice work on post moves and get guys better at the post games because you want to play that way inside out?
Yeah, basketball these days is certainly a 12-month process, and so skill development is the most important part of who we are in every single month of the year. So Onyi Aisi has been our most improved guy, and it really hasn't shown up completely in games yet, but he really is going to be a scorer inside. Joel Soriano, just a freshman, and so the idea there is he's got so much to learn as he adjusts to a new level. But both of those guys are really willing learners, and that allows us to improve. And those guys continue to improve here as we play games.
And, Coach, I try to tell our fans here on the show is that the strength coach is very key to any program. You can speak about how guys getting that strength and conditioning coach really helps the guys be strong and have energy to play hard for every night and shoot through contact, score through contact, and defend like crazy as you want to win games when it counts and when it's clutch out there.
You're absolutely right in the fact that strength has become such an important part of this game, and it's not just muscle; it's also nutrition. It's how flexible you are. There's so many pieces to it. And we've been really fortunate here at Fordham to have terrific strength coaches. Our first strength coach here was a guy named Willie Cruz, who's now in the NBA with the Houston Rockets, but really pleased with his progress through his career. Right now we've got a guy named Steve Giorgio, who our players just really love, and he's on top of every aspect of what we're talking about. In this day and age, you've got to be a complete athlete, and a lot of that goes through your strength coach, who has to inspire guys and help them to improve.
And, Coach, I look at your schedule, Coach. You play a lot of these mid-major quality matchups and some games within your region. I feel like it's good for both for recruiting for sure to get guys to see Fordham and get Fordham in front of different eyeballs, of course, but also be able to landscape being in the Bronx there in New York City to bring guys in and want to play in a great city and great university and get a great education at the same time.
Yeah, and so we just got back from the Virgin Islands. Obviously a really tough field. And the team that really improved down there was Nevada. They had somewhat of a tough start to their season after having 3 amazing years these last 3 years where they've been a power in the NCAA tournament. And they really took off. They spiked down there in the Virgin Islands, and they were by far the best team. We also had a really competitive game down there against Western Kentucky. They've got a pro on their team, a guy named Bassie, who is going to play multiple years in the NBA, really talented big guy. One of the highlights of our schedule is coming up this Saturday. They call it the Battle of the Bronx, and so we play Manhattan here at home, 2 o'clock on Saturday, so it should be a terrific atmosphere, great game, and it's a game and a series that's been going on for a long time.
And I know Manhattan has always been tough over the years. I know I saw their names pop up. It's tournament time a little bit there. So what are you seeing for those guys on film, Coach, as you prepare to play Manhattan on Saturday at your place there?
Well, they're very aggressive, and so it's just a game that's become very important. And the whole thing is they're aggressive. They're going to press. They play a zone that is very active, and so their defense is really, really good. And the way they do it's a little bit different than a lot of teams, simply because they do play, most of their season in zone, and they're very good at what they do.
And, Coach, I can only imagine, having time to prep for that zone is very helpful, because I know a lot of teams play man or they do throw in a little zone every now and again. But when your zone's their primary defense, you really need some days to prepare for it in practice for sure. Yeah, and also because it's their system. It's what they do, and they can adjust within it. So it's not like they just play their zone one way. They can make changes during the game
to adjust to how we're attacking. So Steve Masiello is the coach there at Manhattan. Obviously, he's taken that team to the NCAA tournament multiple times, and he's got those guys playing incredibly hard as he does every year.
Coach, it reminds me of Ron Hunter's zone at Georgia State when he was here at Georgia State, how his zone was a unique zone, and you really didn't see it very often. And even I know Mark Byronson in Georgia Southern told me he played at Ron for 5 years just to figure out Ron's zone, because the way they played that zone in Georgia State when he was here.
Well, through the years, I talked to Ron Hunter quite a bit just because I was so intrigued by his defense and how much it changed. Like within a game, I mean, he really was able to adapt, and it was really tricky to attack. So I have all the respect in the world for Ron and the way that he has coached his D.
And, Coach, you have a guy from Georgia on your team, and Mr. Cobb. So tell us about him and how it means your program going forward.
Well, Jalen has been a great addition to our program. This is his second year, and he did average 10 points a game last year, which – for any freshman to step into Division I and average double figures, really hard to do. It's even harder when you step into the Atlantic 10 and average double figures. So Jalen's been very consistent for us through, a year and a half. And what he does is a little bit of everything. Not only does he score, but he's kind of one of those Swiss Army knife kind of players where he's going to get some rebounds. He's very good at stealing the ball. He passes the ball well. So he's just a complete player that really does give us a really athletic dimension, but also he can score the ball in a lot of different ways. So just a great young man, and really happy to have Jalen up here in New York.
So, Coach, how'd you get him to come up there? I know a lot of you all come down here to refine great players for sure, but Jalen, how'd you get him to come up there to play for you guys? I know he has talent for sure. I remember hearing about it when he was getting recruited, but what kind of made him decide, hey, Fordham is the place for me?
Yeah, so a couple things. First of all, part of our recruiting focus is to really focus on young men from the big cities. Those are the guys that do well here in the Bronx. New York is a great city. It's a dynamic city, a lot of energy. However, young people that are coming from maybe, suburban areas or even out in the country, they don't necessarily fit in great here. But guys from Atlanta, Chicago, Boston, New York City, those guys really seem to thrive here in our program and here in New York. So that is one of our focuses. The other idea is that Jalen was up here in Connecticut at a prep school. And so that really gave us a chance to see him. We saw him quite a bit during that prep year. And also he was away from home. He was up here in the Northeast. And I do think that opened his mind to going away from home for school.
And, Coach, I try to tell you when I talk to him that it's more to life than just living here in Georgia. You can go to school anywhere and play and get a good degree. You don't have to just go to Georgia State, Kennesaw, Georgia, or Mercer, or wherever here in the state of Georgia. So I try to tell you all the time, expand your horizon. You will grow more as a man exponentially if you leave the state and come back a better man forward. Yeah,
and certainly here in New York, I mean, you can literally see the whole world just by staying right here in this one city. It's such a diverse city, and there's so much going on, so much energy. So obviously Jalen's having a great experience here at Fordham. He's playing very well. He's a really important part, not only of our basketball team, but an important part of our university. You got that right, Coach. Also, I see you do a lot of international recruiting as well, Coach. So what goes into getting guys internationally to come commit to Fordham? I know you say it's the whole world. You see the whole world in New York for sure. And I know that's been a big part of your recruitment is having international guys on your roster. So how does that go to sell those international guys on coming to Fordham as well, getting a good education, and get a good play for a good coach like yourself? Well, New York City is as close to an international city or as close to a European city as we have here in the U.S. So it is a very comfortable transition for young people coming over from Serbia or Montenegro. We have a young man from Cyprus as well. The other idea is there are direct flights from New York to every place in the world. And so that does give young people a sense of being a little bit closer to home, just that they can get on a flight and get home directly any day. So, New York City is a great fit for international students, and we've made it a good fit for guys on our team.
Yes, indeed, Coach Neubauer. Good to have you on the show again, Coach. Best of luck to you. And take care of my man, Jalen, man. I'm glad you have him. He's doing good work for you, man.
All right, Bossman. Thank you so much.
Anytime, Coach. Have a good one. Talk to you real soon, buddy.
Take care.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our Teen Driver Safety Program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our Teen Driver Safety Program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
Folks, it's back on the Bossman Show here with Coach King Rice of the Monmouth Hawks out of the MAC for the first time on the show. Coach Rice, been a fan of yours for years. Been glad to get to talk to you, man. How things up there in Jersey?
Well, we dealing with a little bit of snow right now, but we've been spoiled so far this year that the weather's been incredible. But this past weekend we got dumped on a little bit, but other than that, everything is great. I'm very blessed and looking forward to a big game on Wednesday night.
I hear that. I hear that. I watched the game against the Giants and Packers game. I saw it snow, man. I hit my guy up who lives over there in Jersey City. He was like, "Bro, you don't want what's going on up here, man. You'll shut Atlanta down. What's going on up here?" I know it will. I can't drive a snow save my life, Coach. I'll stay in the house when snow coming. I'm staying in the house for a week. No lie.
No, and that's what people do. But we. The road service gets out there quickly, man, and it really wasn't too bad this time, but it's still the middle of winter, so we're not safe until probably about the end of March, beginning of April. So I got my fingers crossed that we have a good one this year.
No doubt, Coach. This is your 9th year leading the Hawks, man. So tell me, what do you feel has been your greatest accomplishment over your 9 years at Monmouth so far?
Well, first off, so many people came before me. And the thing that I'm probably most proud of is that it is my 9th year. If you look at the numbers in college basketball and for head coaches, minority head coaches don't make up a lot of the seats. Mm-hmm. And I'm fortunate to be one of the guys that gets to run a program, and that I've been able to do it for 9 years. I'm thankful to coaches like Coach Thompson, all the guys that came before me, Leonard Hamilton, Mike Anderson, and so many more, Clem Haskins, and so many people that set the bar to give us this opportunity, and that I've been fortunate enough to hold on to the program, run the program, move the program forward for 9 years is really a big deal for me.
I hear that, Coach, because I feel like we lost a lot of coaches this offseason. There are minority coaches. We lost a lot of them, and I feel like those guys can do great jobs. I feel AD can give those guys a chance, because sometimes we get one chance, and then that's it. If we don't make it happen there that first time, we up against the rest of our careers. We can't get another opportunity, or almost like a lot of coaches, other coaches get second opportunities. We don't get that. So having you in 9 years, having like Leonard Hamilton, those guys, man, like Mike Jones and Radford, man, it's so good for us to have examples of success. So ADs will say, hey, a black coach can get the job done as well.
Well, that's what it's all about. And I have love for everybody and all the coaches, because it is a very hard job. But I also look at the numbers, and I would like to see more guys get an opportunity. I've been very fortunate, but I come across a lot of guys that I think are really, really good at this business, that would do great as a head coach, that if we continue to have success, then maybe more guys will get a chance. And that's what I like to think about. That's why I try to run the program that I run. It took me a while to get the head coaching position, and now that I've gotten it, I understand some things better, and I try to be a good role model for guys in the business and for my players, to try to show people that a person of color is very capable of running a program and being successful.
Now, Coach, what did you guys prioritize this offseason for? Is it April, May, June, July, August, get these guys better. I know skill development is very key to the level that you guys coach at, maybe at your level of basketball. So what you do this summer to kind of say, hey, we need to get better here. We need to grow here physically and mentally and emotionally to be better going forward next year.
Well, what we tried to do, we started off very we had a tough schedule last year, so everybody knows we started 0-12. And I knew I was going to schedule hard again. And what I saw, the difference was last year we needed our bodies to change first. We were in games, and I'm watching my kids, and they look like kids compared to some of the teams that we were going up against. So our first goal was to make our bodies different this summer. And our guys all stayed in the summer, and we had gotten our strength coach back, Tim Rain, and he did an unbelievable job with our guys over the summer. Just when you feel strong and you look strong, your confidence goes way up. And I think that's what happened with our kids this summer. And then the togetherness factor happened because every single one of them were on the line together. And everybody had to go through the same exact stuff to get to the season. And I think that made us bond more. It made us get to know each other more. It made us appreciate each other's walks better, just because we are all different. But if we can get together and have a common goal, it will make all of us better. And those were the main things. And like you said, I'm big on skill development. So if you're a poor shooter, then we spend a lot of time in the gym shooting. If you're not taking care of the ball, then we work on ball handling and passing. But we really try to focus on just keeping these guys' heads in the right place, really pushing team is better than everything. And if we continue to teach these young men those things and hold them accountable to them, we're going to have a lot of success, not just on the court, but also in the classroom.
Couple things there, Coach. I know a lot of fans don't realize this, Coach, but that strength coach is very key to a program. Like you said, getting those guys stronger and also getting strong mentally as well, because they go through those hard tasks, those flexible things, also that nutrition plan you have them on, those suicides, those heels they run. So that guy is so key to your program. Any program, it is getting those guys strong, like you said, Coach. They can have stamina second half, so have stamina in February and in March, hopefully, as well.
Well, that's definitely a key for our program, and you see that all across the country. I see a lot of strength coaches out there doing great things, and you can watch. One of the ones I watched closely the last couple of years was Kelvin Sampson's team out at Houston, and we all know Kelvin is a great, great coach. But then when you started seeing Houston winning 20 games in a row, 21 in a row, you start asking yourself, well, what are they doing differently this year or the last 3 or 4 years than they've been doing? Because Kelvin's always been a great coach, and you look and you see they have a great strength coach. You watch them change their bodies. You watch there's a commitment to mental health, but also people's physical strength because of the food that those young men are eating. And you watch all those things through the strength coach, and that just makes them more prepared to be better basketball players. And then when you have a coach like Kelvin Sampson, who's as good as he is, and you put those young men in front of them, stronger, faster, more ready to hear what he's talking about, success follows quickly.
You got that right, Coach. And for you, 9 years longevity. So I'm pretty sure, recruiting-wise, you can get any guy you want to, whether it be a high school senior, a prep school guy, a JUCO guy, if it's the right fit, transfer, grad transfer, or even an international kid, because Mama has a great brand, a great education, and a great coach like yourself to teach you and grow your game and also grow you as a man as well.
Well, that's the important parts, and we really recruit the whole family. We try to recruit your mom, your grandma, your girlfriend, whoever's close to you. We want you to know that we will talk to them also, because it definitely takes everybody over the 4 or 5 years while you're in college. We're going to need help from your parents. We're going to need help from your guardians. We're going to need help from your friends, just in case you're going through something that you haven't dealt with before. And we get these young men, and you know them through recruiting. but you get to know them a lot better over the years you have them with you. And we feel like we are all a family, and we try to work closely with the parents and the kids and the high school coach and the AAU coach and everybody that's impacted their lives to this point. And then we try to team up with them so we can continue the progress that these young men have already made before we get them.
You kind of mentioned, Coach, in a previous response that you schedule hard, and I think that's good that you schedule hard because it gets the kids ready for that tough MAC slate because those guys are tough in the MAC. Some great coaches in the MAC. So it has a tough schedule, gets these young men to deal with adversity first and foremost, but also get them stronger to compete against the guys that compete with for that bid that you guys are going to get out of the MAC that one, which y'all won big league, so really counts to peak at the right time in that tournament to get that win to go to the big dance there.
Well, there's all kinds of reasons, and that's the main one. We want to compete at the highest level. We want to play guys that people consider some of the best in the country, and we want to see where we stand against them. But the whole goal is to be ready for the MAC regular season and try to win that championship, which we're going to 20 games this year. And then after that, like you said, to be peaking at the right time. We got close last year, playing our best ball in March, won 3 in a row, and then ran into a tough Iona team who's really done a tremendous job since I've been in the MAC for 6 years. Tim Clues you mentioned the coaching in our league. Tim Clues is at the top of the heap. Steve Masiello, John Dunn, Kevin Baggett. There's so many guys that we have to compete against on a regular basis that are really good at this business and really good at their job. So we try to put ourselves in as hard of situations in the preseason as we can, so we can be ready for the slate of the MAC.
Now, Coach, it's kind of interesting about your schedule here. You played 2 games until January 3rd, pretty much. So you have an opportunity to really do a lot of self-scouting and that skill development piece that we talked about earlier because you're only playing 2 games between now and January 3rd.
Well, when I saw that on our schedule, I was like, oh, that's great because we have all these tough games, and then we're only going to have 2 games in December, so we'll really have a lot of time to practice and get better. Well, when you're the coach, that's a great plan. When you're the players, they're like, hold up now, he's going to try to practice us twice a day, every day in December too. And so it's a fine line that you keep your guys in shape, okay? You keep their minds razor sharp because we were getting pretty sharp before our last game. And then you also have to give them enough time off because they are college students. And they see all this time as free time when we don't have games. And, I really encourage them to have a fun college experience. So it's a fine line. I've been working closely with my trainer and my strength coach so we can give them the right amount of time off for school, the right amount of time off to recover and get their bodies back, all the bumps and bruises done. If there's any injuries, you give some kids off a little bit more time so they can get all the way healthy. And then you got to make sure you're practicing hard enough because 2 games in 30-something days is not a lot. So we've already scrimmaged once. We're probably going to scrimmage again today. And just try to keep their minds. I think that's so important right now in college athletics, that if the kids' minds are in the right place and they're feeling good about what we're doing and what they're doing in their lives, then they're just better basketball players because they feel comfortable, they feel confident, and keeping their minds in the right place is key to success in college ball.
That's what I got for you, Coach, is I know you've been around some great coaching individuals in this business. But who are some guys that really help mold you as a coach, as a person, being in this business as long as you have?
Well, first off, I have to start with my father. He wasn't a coach, but he definitely taught me about athletics. He taught me about life. He taught me about being a man. He didn't say a lot of things, but being a man was one of them. And I knew exactly what he meant because he set an example every single day on what being a man meant. So anytime I would stray off and then I would have a conversation with my father, he would just say, come on, son, be a man. And I watched him be a man for so long, I knew what he meant. And that helped me along the way the whole time. I had a great high school coach in Tom Cordial, who really did a lot for my family in the recruiting process and just was as good of a person while I was growing up as anybody to me. And then obviously I played for Coach Smith, who was one of the greatest, if not the greatest ever. But then influenced by all the coaches there, Coach Ford, Coach Guthridge, Coach Harp, Dave Hanners, Randy Wheel. All those guys played a major role in just helping me grow up from a young man to a man. Right now I lean on Mark Turgeon a lot. I lean on Coach Williams a lot. I'm very, very close with Wes Miller at UNC Greensboro. We probably lean on each other a lot. I'm close with Jeff Lebo, so I talk to him a lot. And then Mike Anderson has helped me since I've been a head coach tremendously. And Leonard Hamilton has probably given me some of the best advice since I've been a head coach, trying to help me calm down, not take things so personally when it goes my way and when it doesn't go my way. But I try to talk to all coaches because everybody can help you. When you're the head coach, sometimes it gets lonely because everybody's expecting you to have all the answers all the time for every situation.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can't show a sign of that you're not sure, or, hey, this isn't going how I planned or thought it might. And there's not a lot of people to call during the season. So I lean on those men, but I talk to everybody. I try to talk to friends outside the business because sometimes when you're so entrenched in it, you can't see it as clearly. So I'll talk to some of my friends outside the business, and they'll be like, King, why do you guys do it that way? You ever look at it like this? And that helps you sometimes too. And, if I continue in this being able to call people, it's also helping prepare me to be able to mentor younger people in the business and helping me stay sharp so I can help the guys that come behind me.
I hear that, Coach. Right, so coaches, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Hope to see you at the Final Four. Hope to see you at the Final Four in Atlanta here in 2020, man. And best luck to you this year, and I look forward to talking to you again, Coach.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. And one more coach, and I can't believe I didn't say his name already, but that's Kevin Stallings. Kevin Stallings stood up for me when I was a young coach making bad decisions and really taught me what this was all about, taught me what this business was about, how you're supposed to do it, how you take care of your family, how you take care of your players and everybody on campus. And he means a lot in my life because I made some mistakes when I was on his staff as a young coach that a lot of guys get fired for. And he believed in me and kept me on his staff, and we did a lot of great things together. So I'm very indebted to Kevin Stallings.
He's a great guy. I covered him on his Vanderbilt. He's come to my show a few times as well. He's been nice to me. I miss him. I think he's a great dude, man. I wish he got a better deal at Pittsburgh, but I think he'll be back in the business. If he wants to, he can get back in for sure.
If he wants to. I think he might be enjoying the relaxation of not having to deal with everybody expecting you to win every game.
Yeah, I know he loves his guitar as well. He told me about his guitar lessons. I know he loves that guitar.
He's pretty good at it, too.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, like I said, man, thank you again for your time today. Hope to see you at the Final Four, and best luck to you down the road, man.
I will see you soon, and I really appreciate you thinking about me and our program, and I think good things are on the forefront for us.
Yes, indeed. Coach Rice, thank you again. Merry Christmas, man.
All right, you too.
All right, it's King Rice here on the Bossman Show.